welcome back to my channel and to another video pursuing my clothing line. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about lawyers. I know, so riveting, so fun. But this is actually pretty important stuff, which is ironic because I actually don't have a lawyer. But I'm going to be talking to you guys about this whole, all the legal processes and stuff that I've recently learned. And I'm gonna let you guys know that I had a mental breakdown because I just got so overwhelmed. After my first call with a lawyer, I just cried. I was just so overwhelmed with the costs and stuff because I did not think that it was gonna be this much. And so it's overwhelming. So if you're watching this video, don't just try and relax. If you're also starting a business and you're watching this, and don't do what I did, because it's a waste of your energy. I was fully crying. I was basically not ready to give up, but I was I don't even know if I can do this. Maybe I'm just not ready to do this. But that's not the attitude we gotta have, right? So basically, it's important to have a lawyer for obviously the legal aspects of your company, drafting up paperwork and contracts with manufacturers, anyone you're really working with. It's good to have a contract. And you also need to incorporate and get your trademarks and stuff like that, and make sure that your business is legal so that when you are selling your stuff, it's legal, obviously. It seems pretty important. So my friend, who I mentioned a few times, who started a couple businesses, their legal fees were only $300, but that's because they have a connection to a lawyer. One of their parents' friends is a lawyer, whatever. So they gave them a really good deal. But I don't have any connections like that. None of my friends' parents are lawyers. No, I don't know anyone like that, obviously. So I did it the basic way. And if you're watching this video and starting a business and you don't have connections either, you'll probably do what I did. And I just searched small business lawyers near me, or lawyers for business startups, lawyers for small businesses, all of that type of stuff, right? So I found a few small business lawyers near me. If you don't know, I live in Milton. That's where my PO box is, which is in the Greater Toronto area, the GTA. So I found one lawyer from Mississauga, one lawyer from Toronto, and one lawyer from Etobicoke. So that's where I found my lawyers from. And I basically emailed them and used the contact information on their websites, and I just told them my name. Hey, I'm Ocean. I want to start a clothing line. I'm asking around about costs. If you would be able to schedule a call with me, please let me know. So the first lawyer that I called was the kindest man ever. He was so nice, because he stayed on the phone with me for over an hour just telling me different paths to take for my business, how to incorporate all of this stuff. He was just so incredibly helpful, walking through all the trademark stuff. He was so helpful. And that lawyer, FYI, he charges $400 an hour. So, and he spent an hour on the phone with me, but he didn't charge me at all. It was just out of the kindness of his own heart and wanting to start a startup business. So he was so nice, and I obviously was very appreciative of that. I was very overt with that. I was thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful, blah, blah, blah. But with that being said, it's so expensive, guys. So I'm just gonna walk you through it. So these are some notes I took during that call. It was just a phone call because I wanted to do a get ready with me to have a meeting with my lawyers, but they were just phone calls, so it was no point. But anyways, he told me that I'll need to incorporate, obviously. And for you guys, if you're starting your business and watching this, you also have to decide what kind of corporation you're going to be. I'm a sole proprietorship, because it's just me. I don't have a partner in this. I'm not looking for investors or shareholders. It's just me doing this. So that's going to depend on your business. I'm a sole proprietorship. Anyways, So you need to incorporate, and then you need to get your trademark for your goods, which is like the trade name or like your brand name. And then you also, he said that I have to do due diligence research in regards to a corporate name, a trademark and domain search, a copyright logo, global trademark, all of that. So he calls those searches due diligence searches, which is basically just checking all your boxes, making sure that no one else has your same company name. Because if you were to do business, like if I was to start a company called Princess Polly, whatever, Princess Polly 2.0, something like that. Obviously, Princess Polly could sue me and be like, what the F, you're using our name, like we had it first, do you know what I mean? So that's why you have to do those searches. And I already did my searches, like no one has Oceanna.the.label, like I'm good to go, right? So anyways, that was just talking. He was just talking, and I was like feeling really good about it. And he's like, okay, like now I'll get into costs with you. And I was like, okay, like sure, right? Here's me. I'm like, okay, obviously it's not gonna be $300 like my friends have, but I'm expecting around like 500 maybe, right? Boy, was I wrong. So flat fees. That lawyer's flat fee to incorporate, these are all Canadian prices. Flat fee to incorporate is $1,600. Okay, that is post-tax, post-government, post-disbursements, $1,600. Me, oh, what? I thought it was 300. Okay, so that's just incorporating. To trademark, to get my trademark in Canada for my brand name, $2,000. $2,000. So right now we're at $3,600. Okay, big jump up from 300 if you're noticing that as well. Then we've got, he was like, I can do a trademark search for you to make sure no one else has your trademark. I was like, oh my God, that'd be so appreciative. He's like, yeah, I need that for $1,000. Okay, $4,600 now. $4,600. Then if I want to sell my clothes, not only in Canada, which, I mean, obviously not all my viewers are in Canada. I want to sell them in the US, in the EU, in the UK, like those are my main places that I would want to go, US, EU, and UK. That's $2,000 for each place. So it'd be 2,000 US dollars, 2,000 euros, and then 2,000 pounds. So like we're over 10 grand right now. We're over 10 grand. Definitely not 300. So that's why I was just like, after that call, after that hour-long call of him just giving me all this information, again, incredibly grateful for it. But I just had a mental breakdown because I was like, $10,000 just on legal stuff. Like what? So I just was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm way in over my head, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, so that same day I actually had a call with another lawyer. So I had to get myself together for this other call. So anyways, the call with the other lawyer was not as good of a call with the other guy. Not because he didn't spend an hour with me on the phone. That wasn't my expectation. But just like, you know when you can just tell if you're going to get along with someone or not. Like, it's just a right fit. It wasn't a right fit for me. But anyways, his incorporating costs to incorporate federally. You can incorporate provincially or incorporate federally. The other lawyer said that, just take his word for it, incorporate provincially. But I don't know, like I am getting my incorporation for federally to all of Canada to sell anywhere in Canada. Anyways, besides the point. To federally incorporate with this other lawyer, it costs $1,200, but that's pre-tax, pre-government disbursements, all of that stuff. So it would really probably be around like $1,500, $2,000 anyways. To get my business name with him, it'd be $200. My trademark would be $1,500 plus tax. And the other guy's hourly rate is $400 as well. Oh, sorry, the first lawyer's hourly rate was $300 and this other guy's $400. So again, very, very expensive. And then I had a meeting with a third lawyer, which I actually canceled because I was like, okay, I can't do this. Like, I clearly, it's just gonna be too much money. It's just gonna be too much money. I need to reevaluate my options. So I spoke with my friends who have their own business, and they were like, you do not need to do that. Like, you are a small business. The odds of someone suing you right out the gate is so slim. Like, so slim. And if anyone watching is gonna sue me, like, please don't. Like, that'd be so mean. I mean, I doubt anyone would, but do you know what I mean? Can you imagine? That suck. But they're just like, you don't need to get your trademark and stuff like that right now. Like, start up and see if it goes well, because if it goes well, then you can get your trademarks in other countries and stuff. Because if it doesn't go well, then you've just spent $10,000 on stuff that's just like, it's just gone now, you know, it's useless. So I was like, okay, fair. So then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just have to suck it up and do this on my own. And then if I have questions, or if I do need a lawyer to draft up contracts for me and stuff like that, I'm going to use the first lawyer that I talked to, because he was obviously really nice and he was easy to talk to for me. Like, he was very understanding, he was very descriptive, and he didn't make me feel dumb at all. Like, you know, I don't know a lot about this stuff, and he was very, like, he was just very kind and stuff. But with that being said, I'm also like, I did research into this afterwards. How come you're charging me $2,000 or $1,600 to incorporate when I can do it myself for $200? Like, what? So now we're getting into incorporating yourself. So I watched a video, I'll leave the link in the description box, about how to incorporate in Canada. If you don't live in Canada, I'm not sure what to do. You're just gonna have to do your own research on that. But to incorporate in Canada, the first thing I did was get a nuance report, which actually it still is not emailed to me. And I called like the Canadian government yesterday, the nuance people, to be like, hey, I need my nuance report. It didn't get emailed to me. And they're like, well, has it been 48 hours? No, my bad. Was I supposed to wait? And they're like, yeah. So they have 5 hours for me to get that nuance report before I'm calling them right back and being like, look, it didn't go through. So I got my nuance report, which, if you don't know what a nuance report is, I mean, I don't either. I mean, like, not really kidding. But basically, it's a report to see, like, if anyone else has your corporate name, or like things that match closely to it, right? So when you go on the Canadian government website and you do this, you type in your corporate name, which for me, I could have done like just Oceanna or my last name or something like that, but I made the mistake and did Oceanna.the.label, because what I could have done is incorporated under like my last name, so that any businesses I create, I can do under that corporation. So like, I could have done Oceanna Fayant-Barz, my name, whatever, and then I could have had Oceanna.the.label, Oceanna Cosmetics, Oceanna Shoes, you know what I mean? Just whatever I wanted under that corporation. But it's whatever, it's fine, it's done now. So I incorporated with like my Oceanna.the.label, and once that's set and you get that nuance report, like, that's mine. So if anyone were to come out with that afterwards, like, I would have the rights over them, type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Or if we were to go to court, I could be like, look, I put in my thing first. So your nuance report costs $13 Canadian, not a lot. So then once you get your nuance report and whatever, and my nuance report was like, no one else has Oceanna.the.label for a corporate name, you're fine, like, no one else has it, basically, type of thing. Then you can go and register to incorporate in Canada, and for that you don't pay. I think do you actually pay? Yeah. So for that you do pay, but you don't find out if you incorporate yet. So like, I'm still waiting to find out if I'm a corporation, because they're reviewing my application. I think it costs $200. So right there, I'm at $213. And for that, you just have to obviously register your corporation, like your name, address, all that stuff, what type of business you're gonna do, who your clientele is, and asks you some questions like that. Again, check out that video down below if you want to follow the exact steps. And yeah, then they'll just tell you if you're good to go or not. So once I'm incorporated, then I'm like safer, I guess you could say. But I still have to worry about trademarks and stuff like that. But again, I think I'm only going to worry about trademarking in Canada right now, and then go to trademarking in other countries if I get bigger, because it's just so much money. Like, I don't want to spend $6,000 on trademarks. Do you know what I mean? $8,000 on trademarks, whatever it is. It's insane, right? And we're especially starting out, like, this could flop. I mean, hopefully it doesn't, but if it could, I don't want to have $8,000 in trademarks. So that's that. Yeah, if I do need help with trademark stuff or my contracts with manufacturers, or if I do put myself in a bad legal position somehow, whatever, because I missed something, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call up that first lawyer and talk to him. And I'm sure he'll help me out for a hefty fee. But, I mean, right out of the gates, I don't want to be spending $10,000. I think that's pretty reasonable. So yeah, that's all about kind of incorporating in the lawyers that I talk to. As we can see, they're all pretty expensive, but I don't know any lawyers who could give me a cheaper discount. Like my friends, like I have to get approved by the Canadian government, and if that goes through, then I'm gonna reach back out to logo designers and make sure that my logo is good to go, and then yeah, we'll do a whole video on logo reveal. Now I am going to do a second smaller video on domains, which I'm going to film right after this. So if you are curious about website domains, email domains, stuff like that, then stay tuned for that video. But I hope this was helpful, or just kind of opened your eyes a bit to how expensive just the legal fees are. I mean, I budgeted $1,000 for this, not $10,000. So it just kind of goes to show that it's quite expensive. And the $213, that's still not everything I need. I do need other stuff, other paperwork. And when I was doing that on like Canada government thing, just like playing around with it, it came to like 500 or 700 Canadian dollars. So I mean, that is within the $1,000 budget. But do you know what I mean? Like, there's still other stuff that I have to do. I'm not done yet, but I first have to incorporate, and then I can look into the other stuff I need. But yeah, hope this video was helpful, eye-opening, all that good stuff. But I love you guys. Thank you again for your continued support. If you have any tips, tricks, tidbits, whatever, leave them in the comments, of course, because I always do appreciate the help. And yeah, this is my first business, so keep in mind, I still don't know exactly what I'm doing, but we're learning together and we're trying together. So just, I appreciate the continued support. But I'll see you guys in my next video.